So what is rage applying? Let's check it out. What's up guys, it's Josh back with another video, and today I want to cover an article I found that covers rage applying. Now I've heard of this term, used. It's similar to quiet quitting. I've talked about that in the past as well, but this was an interesting article and I thought you guys should be aware of it, or at least check it out for yourself. So I had a link down in the description of the video of this article, but let's get to it. All right, cool. So this article is on fortune.com, and like I said, I'll have the link down in the description of the video, but it's typically talking about like job hunting. That's what this article is mainly about. But it says rage applying is the new quiet quitting, and it's helping Gen Zs and millennials learn $30,000 raises. So like I said, with the title alone, it was just interesting, caught my eye. I was like, oh, I wonder what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? I had heard of rage applying, but I want to know specifically what they're talking about in this article. But this article was released about a week ago or so, on January 5th 2023, and let's go on and get to it. But it says, this is your sign to keep rage applying to jobs. A TikToker with username RedWiz said in a video in early December. And basically the TikToker said, I got mad at work and I rage applied to like 15 jobs. And then I got a job that gave me a $25,000 raise, and it's a great place to work. So keep rage applying. And this is something I've talked about in like a number of my live streams about, you should be constantly applying to jobs. You should never take a break from applying to jobs, because at the end of the day, you're pretty much a number, at that job, you know what I'm saying? And you want to always keep your options open, for other opportunities that can, allow you to go up the corporate ladder. RedWiz, who goes by Red, describes herself as a Canadian millennial with ADHD who works in corporate social media marketing. Her TikTok reached a fairly small, with only 1,600 followers, but that simple front-facing camera has garnered nearly 2 million views in less than a month. And it basically says, keep rage applying when you're mad. Red captioned the video. That energy will push you to greater horizons than the job you're stuck in. And #work, #millennial, #work life. Now, rage applying is essentially what it sounds like: applying to multiple jobs when you're fed up with your current one. The message has clearly resonated among a class of workers feeling burned out and underappreciated. Workers left comments in droves, co-signing her message and sharing their own rage applying success stories that led to significant raises. Now, the one thing, I don't kind of understand, like, what made it so popular. I mean, this is something that, most tech people tell you. They tell you to keep applying. Once you get a good job, keep applying. You know what I'm saying? You may find a better opportunity out there. And then also look into possibly moving locations if you can't find something, in the current location. Now, I know we are in a job market where there are a lot of positions that are remote, but sometimes you do have to make that move. You know what I'm saying? If you can, if you're, in a situation that you kind of don't like, or you feel underappreciated or burned out, similar to some of the comments, you should be constantly applying anyway. You know what I'm saying? But rage apply, then rage negotiate, and double my salary with my new job, a user named Anna wrote. I was shocked. And then someone else says, I rage applied to a bunch of jobs. Instead of strangling my coworker, I got a $30K raise, and it's such a chill place, Heather wrote. Tongue hopefully in cheek. Do it. Now, also it says, one user described rage applying to new jobs after getting passed over for a promotion despite being the longest tenured worker in the office. Says 1 month later, I was gone and making $15,000 more, working fewer hours. All right, so the next paragraph says, what's old is new again. Now it says, while Red's video has garnered a second wave of attention in the new year, dozens of commenters say they're claiming her energy in 2023. The concept of applying better to better roles in moments of work frustration is a bit far from new or unusual. Yes, that's true. So I agree with this statement that they, named this paragraph. What's old is new. I mean, this has been going on for a while. You know what I'm saying? If you're frustrated with your job, you should be applying, and you should already be applying anyway. You know what I'm saying? Now, 52% of respondents to a April 2022 survey by employee management software platform Latest, who had been at their job for 3 months or fewer, said they're actively trying to leave. For those who've been with a job for 3 to 6 months, that figure jumped to 59%. Now it says nearly 3/4, 74% of all 2,000 respondents said they'd leave their current role regardless of how long they've been there. In the next 6 to 12 months in 2021, only 47% said the same. Now, particularly in such an active market, new workers realize that there is not a need to stick it out for 12 to 18 months in a job that's not meeting their needs or expectation. Dave Cohort, latest vice president of people, told Fortune at the time. It says the tendency towards flightness skewed young. Only 23% of baby boomers, 33% of Gen Xers, and 41% of elder millennials 35 through 44 said they're job hunting in 2022, survey from the Moose. On the other hand, 3 in 5 Gen Zers are looking, along with 59% of younger millennials. Yeah, and that's one thing about the current job market. It's not like probably your parents. If you listen to this video, it's probably the job market is not like when your parents was there, where people work for 20, 30 years, for a pension. A lot of these companies are not doing a lot of that nowadays, keeping people around, for very long. That's why, contracting is a big industry as well. So a lot of people are jumping jobs. They basically are doing the exact same as the employees do, because I've worked contract positions where the contract was only 6 months or so, and then they cut the contract maybe 4 months during that contract, which is is standard practice. They'll cut it down, and then you're stuck out there looking for another job. So companies, employers or employees are now doing the exact same thing that a lot of these companies are doing, like jumping around. And that's one thing I used to bring up in interviews. Like I would say, hey, I understand looking at my resume, it looks as though I kind of jump around a lot, because companies used to frown upon that when you jump to different jobs, every couple years or so. They looked at it like you were kind of unstable, or you didn't want to stick around with the company, but that's standard practice now. And I used to remember explaining that, and certain people would ask, like, why so many jobs you jumped around, and I would have to sit there and explain that a lot of these jobs were contracts for a particular time period, or the company went through layoffs, and and something to that effect, to explain it. So that's the job market nowadays. Now it says historically people have needed to worry about looking like a job hopper. Oh, and they talking about exactly what I'm saying. When they had a pattern of leaving jobs quickly. Allison Green, hiring and management experts behind the Ask a Manager blog, told Fortune last year. But there's so much churn going on right now, and so much power on the worker's side that hasn't been there traditionally. And that's true. It wasn't there traditionally. People would get turned down from jobs because they jumped around a lot, or they didn't stay with a company for a very long time. That's exactly what they're saying here. Now it says that perspective, employers are much more willing to overlook short stays than they might have been previously. Yeah, and that's true. Even as a recession looms, workers are still quitting, or at least planning to quit or search for new jobs this year. Considering that nearly half of workers want a raise or promotion this year, It's no wonder they're rage applying to get what they want. Even so, you should apply at least every 2 years, even if you're happy. And I don't recommend that. Don't just apply every 2 years. No, you should be constantly applying. And maybe that's because I have the mindset of working as a contractor. You never know when these contracts are going to end. So we constantly have to keep that in our mind that, hey, I got to keep applying, you know what I'm saying? And you also got to keep your interview skills up. And that's why I don't recommend every 2 years. Nah, that's not good. You should keep your interview skills up, you know what I'm saying, by interviewing, you know, a good amount of times throughout the year. You know what I'm saying? Don't just do it at least, you know, every 2 years. Nah, you should be applying, you know what I'm saying? Actively applying, whether you're happy or not. So I don't recommend with that. Now it says, treat your job like anything else in the market, like auto or home insurance or a cable provider. It says others offered a mere unorthodox take. I rage apply when I argue with my husband, and now I have 2 jobs. So that's crazy. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That was an interesting article on rage applying, and I do understand, you know, kind of how this became popular by people. I guess it's a new term or something to that effect, but in my opinion, when you work in the tech field or the tech industry, you should constantly be applying for jobs. Whether you're in a good position or a bad position, you should constantly be applying for jobs, and that's somewhat of the way you move up, as well as, you know, training, getting new skills, investing in yourself, you know, doing all these things to help you move up the corporate ladder and get better salaries and work for better companies in the long run. But please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, leave comments down in the comments below. And of course, keep it techie.